Sergeant Vaxile had seen combat across 17 star systems. As a decorated officer in the Galactic Marine Corps, he prided himself on understanding the capabilities and limitations of every species in the Alliance. He'd fought alongside the crystalline Sheltar, whose bodies could regenerate from a single shard. He'd witnessed the Gorvan Berserkers, who felt no pain during battle rage. But he'd never served with a human before. Corporal David Santos joined Vaxile's unit during the Outer Rim campaign. The human seemed unremarkable, average height by galactic standards, no natural armor, no enhanced sensory organs. His homeworld Earth was classified as a 9.6 death world, but Santos carried himself with an easygoing demeanor that made that rating seem like a bureaucratic error. The ambush happened on Kepler 4. Vaxile's squad was conducting a routine patrol when the Crethon insurgents struck. Plasma fire erupted from 3 directions, pinning the Marines in a kill zone. The firefight was brutal and efficient. The Crethon were known for their precision. Santos had been on point when the trap sprung. Vaxile watched through his tactical display as a plasma bolt struck the human directly in the chest. The shot would have killed most species instantly, burning through vital organs and causing catastrophic system failure. Santos went down hard. "Corporal is hit!" Vaxile barked into the comm. "Medic to point position." The tactical display showed Santos's vital signs, erratic, failing, consistent with a fatal wound. Vaxile made the calculation every commander dreads. They couldn't reach the human's position without exposing the entire squad. Santos was already gone. Then the human moved. On Vaxile's display, Santos's bioreadings were impossible. His heart rate was critical. Blood pressure dropping. Oxygen saturation plummeting. By every medical standard in the galactic database, the human should have been unconscious or dead. Instead, Santos was getting up. "Corporal, stay down," Vaxile ordered. "You're critically wounded." Santos didn't respond. Through the smoke and debris, Vaxile saw the human stagger to his feet, one hand pressed against the charred hole in his chest plate. The wound was catastrophic. Vaxile could see burned tissue through the damaged armor. Then Santos raised his rifle. What happened next violated everything Vaxile understood about combat physiology. The human's hand should have been shaking from shock. His vision should have been failing from blood loss. His body should have been shutting down. Instead, Santos fired. His shots were precise, controlled, methodical. 3 Crethon positions were neutralized in rapid succession. The human advanced, moving like a damaged machine that refused to acknowledge its own destruction. Each step should have been his last, but he kept moving forward. "How?" whispered Private Thalax, Vaxile's second. "His organs are destroyed. The medical scanner confirms it. He should be dead." Santos cleared the final Crethon position with a grenade, then slumped against cover. Only then did his body seem to remember it was supposed to fail. The human collapsed, his rifle clattering beside him. The medic reached Santos 18 seconds later. Vaxile watched the medical team work with desperate efficiency, their expressions confused and alarmed. "Sergeant," the medic said through the comm, "I don't understand. The wound is fatal. His right lung is compromised, massive internal bleeding, 3 ribs shattered. He should have been incapacitated instantly. But he kept fighting," Vaxile said quietly. "For 43 seconds after taking a mortal wound, yes, sir." In the medical bay later, after the emergency surgery and regenerative treatments, Vaxile sat beside Santos's recovery pod. The human was stable now, sedated but alive. The doctor said he'd make a full recovery, though they couldn't explain how he'd survived long enough to receive treatment. Vaxile pulled up Santos's file and found the addendum he'd previously ignored. A note from Human Military Command about species-specific combat characteristics. "Human physiology features redundant systems and an emergency response mechanism called fight or flight, which floods the body with chemicals that temporarily override pain, injury awareness, and physical limitations. In extreme situations, humans can continue functioning for brief periods after sustaining wounds that would incapacitate other species. This is an evolutionary adaptation from their Deathworld origin. The note continued. Human soldiers have been documented fighting effectively with injuries including perforated organs, compound fractures, severe blood loss, and partial system failure. Duration of function varies, but can extend from seconds to several minutes depending on adrenaline response and determination. Vaxile closed the file and looked at the unconscious human. Santos had neutralized 4 enemy positions and saved the entire squad while his body was actively dying. The next morning, when Santos woke, Vaxile was still there. "You saved my unit, Corporal," the sergeant said formally. Santos managed a weak smile. "Just doing my job, Sarge. Your job doesn't include fighting after you're already dead." The human's smile widened slightly. "Guess nobody told my body that. We're kind of stubborn that way." Vaxile added his own note to Santos's file that day. "Humans do not stop. Remember this." It became required reading for every Marine in the Corps.